that you can access, because you're accessing data deals at such a low cost, which would obviously assist with online learning.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, with so many of us spending, less and less time at coffee shops or on campus, if you're at home, for example, you still want to be connected and be able to access all of your learning material and all of that. Zuleika, I heard that you are what's referred to as a maverick of Monate, which means you are the fun things and the nice things girl. Let's talk about who the other mavericks of Monate are for this campaign.
So the other mavericks of Monate who we have, right? Candice Morisele, Libo Geza, Nevan, and we have a lot of cool young people that do a lot of cool stuff and do very influential stuff as well. Yeah. And a lot of people who young people can identify themselves with, which is very important.
Yeah. I do like that it's a nice mix of mavericks. Okay, let's see the app. I'm sure you're signed in now.
So you'll see the categories of all the deals you can access. You see tech, lifestyle, online, food and drink, fashion, travel, as well as study materials and stationery materials, which is very important when you're a student.
Absolutely.
Business deals as well as fun deals, like deals which are for your own leisure purposes.
Things like gaming, I imagine, would be there.
Exactly. So let's just go into the telecom ones, right? You'll see here that there's freemium and there's premium, right?
What's the difference?
The difference is the kind of deals you get on both. So on premium, obviously the deals are more and they're greater deals on premium. And how you access premium is through having a telecom number, right? Freemium you access through just registering with your student number details, right? Yes. So there's online deals as well as in-store deals.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna open this one. That's 29 Rand. So this is how you access it. You click on the deal, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to get a code there, and then you're going to launch the website to redeem the deal. Okay. That's the promo code you use to
redeem and to claim the deal.
Exactly.
Queen. I love it. It really does sound like a game changer, and I do know that students are always on the lookout for some really good deals. Thank you so much, Zuleika, Maverick of Monate. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really, really stunning stuff. Now, Telkom and Varsity Vibe are actively trying to put money back in your pocket. You can access data bundles and airtime from as little as 19 Rand, plus get discounts on fashion, food, gym, beauty, and a whole lot more. All you need to do to sign up is go into varsityvibe.co.za/Telkom and follow the Mavericks of Monate on social to keep up with all the latest news and deals.
Telkom gives you more value and more Monate. We've dropped the prices of our data and voice bundles. Get a 500 meg bundle now for just 10 Rand. Dial *180# to buy Get More Monate bundles and enter them Beke. Live your Monate.
Beautiful stuff. Now, speaking of that varsity vibe, the University of Cape Town and the University of the Western Cape competed for the Chester Williams Memorial Trophy. Chester is the legend. Mike, you were there to connect with the man. What was that experience like, dude?
Yeah, it was the first time I've actually been to a UCT rugby match. Everyone here, you always hear about the Green Mile.
The vibe.
And the vibe that it creates. So it was great for me that there were actually fans in the stadium during the game. Unfortunately, from a UWC perspective, they got a little bit of a hiding. UCT were on top.
On fire, yeah.
Yeah, but I think overall the message for the game was just to celebrate Chester Williams and the contribution that he made to the University of Western Cape and to the rugby community in the Western Cape as well. Just speaking to people, you can hear the impact that he's had on them, even if they've just met him for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, likewise. I certainly fit into that fold. Absolute inspiration. Let's hook up right now with the Springbok legend, Chester Williams.
here at the University of Cape Town is the venue for the latest edition of the Western Cape Derby between UWC and UCT. Since last year, this game has taken on extra significance, with the teams now competing for the Chester Williams Memorial Trophy in honour of the late Springbok legend. Williams was a coach at UWC at the time of his passing in 2019, and the teams now compete for the trophy to commemorate his contribution to rugby in the Western Cape and in South Africa as a whole. We caught up with some of the players and the coaches from UWC to find out just what his contribution meant to them as well.
Chester was a legend on itself in Eastern rugby. So I think him coming to UWC was a great honour and a privilege for us as a university. And just being around him was amazing. He brought a lot of calmness to the team, a lot of experience, and so much things that we could learn from him.
I think for me, I worked with the Chester and the Chester as well, so there was a lot we could learn from him, the icon he was. So yeah, that was massive, just being with him. As an icon, I think we as a university, we benefited a lot from Chester. Sometimes when people is with you, you don't appreciate him that much, and afterwards you really understand the impact he had. So with Chester, I think as a global icon, we had the privilege to work with him. So I think, yeah, the impact was really massive to everyone in Cape Town and even in the world.
I think it's always an honour and a privilege to play against UCT. I mean, it's a derby game against them. It's always special on the Green Mile. So yeah, I think made it more special with the Chester Memorial Cup. I mean, emotions were flaring, but yeah, it's always nice playing against with the fans next to the field. So much special, just to get their performance side of the players out. And obviously the Chester Memorial Cup just made it so much special with them coming out in their numbers and just giving us a cheer.
I think especially in the first half with the wind behind their backs, they capitalized well, a few lapses in concentration from our side. And yeah, to play against momentum, it's very difficult. So I think when they had the momentum, they really punished us. Look, it's 9 long weeks, 10 long weeks, and this one is behind us. We can't do anything about us. But however, next week, we need to look at the things we did well, and then obviously look at our next opponent, which is Turks.
It was great to hear the contribution that Chester Williams made to the rugby community here in the Western Cape and to the University of Western Cape in particular. Unfortunately for UWC, they didn't get the result they wanted on the field, with UCT running out resounding winners. It's on to the next for both sides.
Oh, what a vibe. Dude, are you a believer now? Do you believe in varsity rugby?
I do. I mean, some of the talent that was on show just in this game alone is crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few of those guys go on to represent Western Province and the Stormers in the future, because the level that these guys are at.
And so exciting. Yeah. We love it, man. Well, we talk about players with the kind of stature of Chester Williams leaving a void. He hasn't left a void. He's left a legacy, and clearly it is living strong.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we are back. It's part 2 of our Zumba class this morning. If you missed the first one, shame on you. Why were you sleeping? But don't worry, we've got some more magic coming at you. And this morning, Zumba Jam and Niyaz Japi is putting us through our paces. Now, Zumba choreography is composed using some of 16 core steps. Now, there are 4 basic rhythms added to that. It's called salsa, reggaeton, merengue, and cumbia. And each basic rhythm has 4 core steps. So, Niyaz, what's up for us next and for everybody at home? I know first up we went straight into it. I was trying to keep up with you, but at the same time, man, it felt like a workout. I was out of breath. Yeah. The legs had a little bit of a burn, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So this is an incredible form of exercise. Is round 2 going to be similar?
So what we did in round 1 was we did a little bit of merengue.
Okay.
So that was one of the 4 basic rhythms that you just mentioned.
Merengue, I said merengue like the stuff we eat. Okay, we're learning, thank you.
But what the Zumba has done in the recent years, they've started incorporating different kind of rhythms from all over the globe.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little bit of hip hop now. We're going to get like a little bit...
Are we going all G'd up in here?
A little bit.
Let's do it, man. You got some music for this one as well?
We got it.
I love it, Mzansi. Move the coffee table, as we say. Get your workout gear on, or even your pajamas, and come join in on the front right now. Let's do this, brother. All right.
No masterpiece.
Okay.
10 bad, 10 they after me. One bad, look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it?
Yeah.
Ice chain, pure water.
Like this.
You got the can't afford it. You got the bad, but can't afford it. Give me the beat, I'm riding like a jet ski.
Okay.
Some of the bad, they harassing me. They like me because I rap and be with the athletes. Stop asking me. I know they mad at me.
Okay.
I hop in the coupe, then I slide like it's Vaseline. West Coast 6, function like a trampoline. Take a brick out.
I'm back.
I'm not from Canada, but I see a lot of teams. Dismantle up, I know how to handle it.
rock it back.
Light the candle up, make you put a banner up. Toss a 50 up, make them tie the club up. Took your bitch out the game, I had to sub up. No masterpiece. 10 bad, 10 they after me. One bad, look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it?
As long as you got the face.
Ice chain, pure water. You got the cab, but can't afford it. You got the cab, but can't afford it.
Pick the name, easy, make her open up and roll. Stars in the ceiling in my seats, they temple beauty. I see them up with watching them, plotting, trying to sneak me. I can hear the thought, they chose the thought, they tell secrets. Big back, take, look back, little new.
Now you're doing good.
Get it. No, from my back, I'm taking care of the whole village. Somebody got shot, what you talking about? Willis in the lobby with a brick of wicked body with your bitch.
Okay, I'm back in. I was looking there again.
I'm from the trench, I got the dirty money ring. People popping, so I pop them, pray to God.
No masterpiece. 10 bad, 10 they after me. One bad, look like a masterpiece.
Put that face on.
Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Ice chain, pure water. You got the cab, but can't afford it. You got the cab, but can't afford it.
Take off. No limit to the money. Nah, I picked the game, I took a flight across the country. I took the way she told her to keep the ones coming. Hit the store to get some backwoods and left and right running. Looking like they blind, but we already young. In the left with Celine, like that bag that she wanted. Lot of teams, bustin' like them J's, make you wanna. Take you wanna spend a 50, hit the same with a donut. Whole team full of queens, gotta keep their eyes on them. The snake in the sky, probably wanna slide. Bet they ride on them when I put that prize on them. 10 bad, okay, got 5 of them.
No masterpiece. 10 bad, 10 they after me. One bad, look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Ice chain, pure water. You got the cab, but can't afford it.
Okay, now we're gonna pump it up. Pump it up.
We pump it up.
And twerk it.
Two-step.
Twerk it.
Two-step.
Pump it up.
Two-step.
Yeah! That's the one we want now. That's the one we want. Last one.
Bang,
and people.
Bang. Word to your moms. That was so much fun, man. Halfway through, I didn't know what was going on. I lost you, but I still had fun.
No, but you came back. You came back.
I came back in here. It's not how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
How you finish.
Strong, man. Absolutely loved it. Mzansi, I hope you joined in. And even if you can't dance, you can have some fun. You can do some Zumba. And of course, at the end of the day, we're burning cows while we're doing it. One more round coming at you. Don't forget, we are having fun. It is Monday. We're kicking you off and putting you into that feel good. And man, I'm feeling good right now. Thank you so much for that. Round 3 coming at you, Mzansi. We'll see you in just a bit. Yeah.
Oh, that looked like so much fun. Had us jamming here in the kitchen. Thank you very much for that, Rael. Part 3 coming up. I'm certainly going to be considering if I must join you or not. But in the meantime, let's give you some kitchen inspiration. If crispy fried onion rings are a thing for you, then you are absolutely going to love deep fried baby blooming onions. They are a level up of their onion ring companions and best served with a delicious dip. They're perfect as a snack or appetizer for your pre-dinner meals. Anything for me that's like a specific meal and it's also a thing that you eat, I'm like, say less. Jenny Morris is in the house to show us how to make that. Jenny from the block.
Hello, my darling. We were like doing a real one.
We worked up quite the appetite. But this is a very convenient recipe, and that's one thing that I really do like about it. We've been doing lots of that.
Easy, darling. It's all about convenience.
Yeah.
And I want to show you, because I love these. Yeah. They can make you crazy as well.
I can
Do you
accept,
like a bit of crazy?
And I can take a bit of crazy every now and again. In measured crazy.
Okay, well, let me tell you, I'm measuring some crazy into here, a bit of clover milk.
Okay.
And I'm going to beat it up. I put a little bit of vinegar. You can use buttermilk.
Why are you using vinegar?
Because just say, hypothetically, I don't have any clover. Well, I have clover milk, but I don't have any buttermilk.
Oh.
So it just makes it a little bit sour.
Okay.
And you end up with this. If you have a look at that, you'll see it just gives it those... And it's just better, you know.
I see.
You could even use...
Hack. That is a really interesting hack.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got your eggs in there. You've got your clover full cream fresh milk gone in there. A little bit of the vinegar, and now the onion.
This is the important part. This is going to make you mad. It makes everybody crazy.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
I can't wait to see you do it.
Now you've got me concerned and worried a little bit about what you've got up your sleeves. What do you mean by it's going to make me mad?
No,
is it the flavor and the taste that I'm going to like so much?
The whole thing's going to make you so happy.
Okay.
The important thing is take the top off.
All right.
But always leave that root intact. Otherwise, you might as well make onion rings.
Okay.
Peel it. So I've done one for you, my love.
Okay.
And you want it nice and level, so you turn it that way around.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to just cut into. You can make it, but don't cut the root. Come down about that much.
Okay. So you don't want to go too deep in. You don't want to touch the root.
Yeah. You don't want to touch that rooty thing, but you want it to come apart.
Okay.
So that's what makes me crazy. I always mess with this.
Because the thing is, it's quite easy. I mean, onions can be quite delicate. If you're going in, I mean, when do you know if it's time to stop? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You just don't know.
You go into 3, and then that third, you go into it again, and you make it into 6.
Okay, so I'm already on 9. I don't know if I'm doing it right.
That's fine, darling. 9, you can have as many as you like.
And also, there's the typical onion thing.
Yes.
Now, we have a little bit of crying, but I can tell that this is not as, like... hectic as what onions usually are.
No, not
How do you avoid that? How do you avoid onions making you cry?
Well, I'm not crying. Look here, you just leave this intact.
So it's just me, basically.
Oh, you're just a big baby.
Cool, so that's that.
Okay, darling, so I've got that soaking. Now I'm going to go with the flour. Now, here's a little hint and a tip.
All right.
Sometimes what you can do is you just put it, this is a bit of gorgeous garlic powder, some chili powder. You can use paprika if you want to, oregano, some black pepper, and of course some salt. Now, let me just give this a good old mix.
All together nicely. Well, listen, if you prefer not to deep fry, you can also air fry these babies. That's the nice thing about them. They will still be crispy. And if you can't find baby onions, medium to large size onions will also work as well. I mean, we've got our medium ones here because these aren't baby onions necessarily.
No.
And soaking the onions in milk or buttermilk overnight, that would yield best results. So if you can do that the night before, that would be fantastic.
Now, the important thing is to separate these petals. You want to get this flour in between, yes. So I normally just take a bag or put a plate over this and give it a good old shake.
You do want to
and it
have
comes
a really
together.
generous coating.
Yes, but I always say take the recipe and own it.
Yeah.
So the first one was a bit of a flop. Not really a flop for me, but the onion, wasn't a happy chappy. Now have a look here, come in nice and close.
I love that. And then you're going to get that in your oil.
Yes.
And that's what it looks like when it's all done. And that looks so beautiful.
Be careful.
You did say that would make me crazy. I wonder if the taste
Bring
of
that
them
whole plate here.
Also oil, yeah. Maybe let's do that.
Bring.
Should we share this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
Now,
I've got a fork, but you can feel free to go.
I'll hold you to. That's my magunya onion.
Okay, if you want the recipe, go on to expressoshow.com. We've got the recipe with all of the ingredients you're going to need, and I'll tell you if this is going to make me crazy now.
Mal. Mal pop.
Pabeni.
Mal. Thank you.
Pabeni.
Well done, Jenny.
I love it.
You get it. ExpressoShow.com. Very nice.
Simple as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You are not even ready for what is about to happen right now, because today we are joined by one of South Africa's most loved music icons and legends, PJ Power. She's in the building this morning. What an honor and privilege to have her join us in studio this morning. She's also known as Thandeka, meaning a loved one, which is a name that was given by a Sowetan crowd during her performance of Jabulani in 1983. She's well known throughout communities for her advocacy for human rights, especially during apartheid. She's also humanitarian at heart. Please, can we give the award-winning musician a feel-good welcome, everybody? Hey.
Thank you.
If someone told me 10 years ago I was sitting with the PJ Powers, I'd say, shut the front door. This is not happening. How are you?
I'm very well, but I love being with you. I mean, I've been with you plenty of times.
I know.
And, yeah. Now, thank you for just knocking 10 years off my life. It was 1983. But, I'm good. My life and South Africa's been good to me. Africa's been good to me. I've just returned from some shows in the UK. I was born under a lucky star. I really do think so.
And I love that energy, because believe it or not, you were actually hospitalized for pneumonia a couple of months ago. How have you recovered? I mean, you look great. Let's start there. You look absolutely phenomenal, but your health wasn't doing too well a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and just to me correct everyone, I actually, not that, I mean, I sometimes want to get this COVID so I can get it over with, but I didn't have COVID pneumonia. I suffer from pneumonia. I've got quite scarred lungs, and for a singer, which is not very convenient, but I was in hospital in June, I think, last year with pneumonia, you know. But I mean, that's yesterday's stuff. I've already had a back op and a whole lot of stuff since then.
And still coming to perform for us here at the Feel Good Breakfast Show. But all of that still inspires you to go out there and do some great work with the Vernon Philander Foundation, which you've been able to just give yourself to. What has that partnership meant for you?
Oh, I think this partnership, the partnership with Harvest Foods and Harvest of Hope and Vernon Philander, who has done us very proud. There is a direct correlation between what young school-going children, with the nutrition that they get and the amount of and what information they can hold on to. You know, if without any nutritional value in the food, so these children that sort of are, you know, if they're lucky, go to school on half a loaf of white bread, compared to this which is a modified, specialized product that gives all the nutrients and everything that one needs. Because we all know that education is the greatest gift, and every child deserves the right not to be hungry. And that's what this is all about.
Honestly, bless your heart for just doing this. But of course, you're still making music. Brand new single out.
I've got brand new, more brand new stuff coming out. So you'll be seeing more of me.
Ooh, I can't wait. What Would a Hero released just last week with the Soweto Gospel Choir, Match Made in Heaven. I don't even think South Africa is ready for this. But we are now, because you are about to perform it for us as well.
Yeah, no, I think South Africa is ready for this. The Soweto Gospel Choir, let me just tell you, are nothing but a joy to work with. They are, strangely enough, we seem to have done shows for the last 3 months, about 4 shows together, and they've just formed a new splinter thing called Africa Soul. They just are fabulous. So it's a dream come true for me to work with them.
And then, of course, the Mzansi Youth Choir, the Up We Go Mzansi campaign is also something you've been a part of. You said people are tired of hearing inspirational songs. They want to hear real things right now. What do you mean by that?
I think that a blatantly inspirational, you know, COVID was a very strange time for me, because I think everybody said, well, this will give you time to create and write a whole lot of songs. It didn't. Because when you're not mixing in the world and when everything is strange, where are you getting your inspiration from? Where are we getting, this X amount of songs that you can write about the situation and COVID? And I'm an optimist. I believe that we as South Africans will come through what we're going through right now. And I do think that it's important. I have a platform, a large one, and it's important for me to be involved in these songs that nudge people's memories of that we all we need to do is to care just a little bit more. We need to love just a little bit more. We need to give. Even if we're tired of giving, we need to give just a little bit more.
I could sit in your presence the entire day. Thank you so much for joining us. I want Mzansi, I want you at home to tell somebody PJ Powers is on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and she's about to perform just for you. Don't go anywhere.
The legend is in the house. Thank you very much for that, Jamie Lee. A performance coming up a bit later on. Let's take a look at those news headlines, starting off here at home, where the South African Civil Aviation Authority has extended the provisional suspension of Comair's operations indefinitely. The regulator on Saturday suspended Comair's operating certificate for 24 hours, which affected flights from British Airways and Kulula. This followed numerous reports of safety incidents, including engine failures and landing gear malfunctions. It warned that the operator to use the 24 hours to show that its risks and safety management systems can effectively manage potential hazards. But according to aviation authorities, Comair did not meet its requirements to resume flights by this deadline. Staying here in South Africa, Eskom suspended load shedding from 8 p.m. last night as there had been sufficient recovery in generation capacity. Eskom said it had returned 4 generation units to service since Friday. Emergency generation reserves have also sufficiently recovered. 8 other generating units are expected to return to service by Wednesday evening. The power utility warned, however, that the system would remain constrained today and tomorrow, and requested all South Africans to continue using electricity sparingly. In international news, some 30 Russian missiles fired at the Yavoriv military training base near NATO member Poland's border have killed at least 35 people and injured 134. The facility is used for training by NATO instructors, and an American journalist, Brent Renaud, has been shot dead near Kiev, the first foreign reporter to die in the conflict. Meanwhile, President Zelensky's advisor, Mikhailo Podolak, has said that in talks between Russia and Ukrainian negotiators, Russia was beginning to engage constructively. And last night, the Kremlin announced that further peace talks would take place today. Meanwhile, hundreds of Maasai people have volunteered to leave their homes in Tanzania's Ngorongoro Conservation Area after a government request that they relocate before the rising human population was placing pressure on wildlife. More than 450 people from 86 households have expressed their willingness to move. Prime Minister Minister Kasim Majaliwa addressed more than 350 Maasai elders on Friday, and he expressed deep concern for the fate of the area, which received UNESCO's Global Geopark status in 2018 and said it presently houses some 110,000 people compared to just 8,000 in 1959. And now, after the continuing impact of the coronavirus pandemic caused the Film Awards to be held virtually in 2021, the BAFTA Award ceremony returned to the Royal Albert Hall in London in full glitz, glamour and glory. That was all happening last night. Dennis, as grand sci-fi spectacle Dune, bagged the majority of honours, but it was Jane Campion as Gothic Western, The Power of the Dog, that took home the top prize. As expected, Dune, which went into ceremony with 11 nominations, dominated the craft categories, winning 5 awards in total for cinematography, special visual effects, sound, original score, and production design. Now, The Power of the Dog, which had 8 nominations, won Best Film and Best Director. Will Smith won for leading actor in King Richard, and in perhaps the evening's most unexpected result, Joanna Scanlon won leading actress for After Love. Australia's Rebel Wilson hosted the award ceremony in glitzy return to an in-person event following last year's pandemic-impacted virtual edition. Serving up a solid array of gags poking fun at all of the guests and herself, keeping things topical, she also did use the opportunity to touch on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Well, congratulations to all of the winners. That's where we leave it for now. The next update in just over an hour. Here's Graham with a look at your sports.
Thank you so much, Tobiso. Let's kick it off with this weekend's incredible footballing action. If you're keeping count in the race to GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo has now become the all-time leading goal scorer in men's footballing history. That was after netting a hat-trick to power Man United to a 3-2 win over Spurs on Saturday. The Portuguese superstar has now scored 807 times for club and country, taking him past Joseph Becan's record of 805. Incredible. Meanwhile, Liverpool, they made it to 8 league wins on the trot with a 2-0 victory over Brighton. Mo Salah netting his 20th league goal of the season after Luis Diaz opening the scoring there. Then Chelsea, they put the off-field drama behind them to earn a 1-0 win against Newcastle, while Arsenal capped off the weekend with a 2-0 win over Leicester. Then on to the accolades we move. Olympic 200-meter breaststroke champion and record holder Tatjana Schoenmaker has been named as the biggest winner of the SA Sports Awards ceremony as she walked away with the coveted Sports Star and Sportswoman of the Year awards, beating out some stiff opposition in the form of Sia Khaleesi and Ntando Maklango to that top honour. Then Springbok winner Makazole Mapimpi was named Sportsman of the Year, while its coach Horacio Erasmus was named Coach of the Year, and his teammates in the national side named Team of the Year. The South African Rugby Federation was named Federation of the Year, while Minade Clack was named Newcomer of the Year after earning that shot put gold at the World Athletics Under-20 World Championships. Congratulations all round. Then we move on to the rugby action on the field this weekend, and it was superb. It was a great weekend for the South African teams in the United Rugby Championship, with all 4 local franchises picking up wins over their European opposition. So the Sharks kicked us off with the weekend action with a 37-20 win over Scarlets. Derwentsside running in 4 tries in the second half to move up to now 6 on the overall table. Then on Saturday, the Bulls held off a second half onslaught from a very spirited Munster to earn a 29-24 win in Pretoria. The home side leading 26-3 at the break, but conceded 3 tries in that second 40 minutes. Then the Lions, they picked up a very impressive win, their third, in fact, of the season, with a 37-20 win over Cardiff, while the Stormers capped off the weekend in dominant style, 55-7, a thumping of Zebra to close out the weekend's action. And speaking of action, we now turn to cricket. In Western Province, number 11 batsman Buren Hendricks smoked an incredible last ball 6 off Jan Mulder to steal a breathtaking 1-wicket win over the Lions in their CSA One-Day Cup. So chasing 187th victory, the Cape side were led by 67 not out from George Linder before Hendricks cleared the boundary on the final ball, with his team needing 3 runs to win. Then the Titans were also involved in a nail-biting encounter against the Dolphins that, as captain Sirbs Makanya led from the front with his knock of 49 not out. Despite the Sky Blues losing 3 wickets for just 8 runs at the back end of their chase, Makanya held his nerve to pick up the win. And then finally, the Rocks, they won a rain-affected game against the Knights by 4 wickets as well. If you missed any of those details, fret not. We'll do it again at 8 o'clock right now, though. Let's give you a weather perspective globally and here in South Africa, and greet the day with some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a peek at the weather today. And great environmental news this morning is that a rose-veiled fairy wrasse, a fish native to the Maldives, has now been recognized by science. When it was first observed in the 1990s, researchers thought it was just another example of a different species, the red velvet fairy wrasse. However, Maldivian scientist Ahmed Najib has correctly identified it as an entirely new species. The stunningly beautiful fish lives in the Maldives' twilight zone reefs, which are very, very deep under the surface. Najib said because of their depth, these areas are largely unexplored, which means more colorful gems such as the rose-veiled fairy wrasse may be gliding within, waiting to be discovered. Najib named the rose-veiled fairy wrasse in the local Veggie language, Fenema, which means rose and is tribute to the island's pink-hued national flower, as well as the color of the fish. A description of the species has just been published in the journal Zookeys. So a beautiful stuff. I can say it is indeed official. Now, for exciting and beautiful discoveries, we return to our shores, and this is your sunrise pictures, which we always love. Now, Neil Naidu, thank you for sending this through. Westbrook Beach is where Neil's from in KZN, and is fast becoming a regular with the stunning ocean view shots he shares with us. We love the shot showing the sun's light breaking through the cloud cover. And then Rina Vassan from East London shared this fantastic shot of the sun coming up over the horizon, casting a beautiful glow across the entire area. Thank you for sending that through. We'd love to see a bit more, so get onto the Facebook page and post yours, and you can be featured in our weather segment right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as you take a peek at your temperatures today. And let's take a look at you, Polokwane. You're up first, as always. 18 degrees is where you wake up, and then, of course, 31 this afternoon. Bombela, 20 to 34 degrees Celsius today. Pretoria, 17 up to 30 degrees Celsius. Some clouds here and there in Joburg, 16 to 27. Still a nice day. My King, you're also looking quite good. 15 is how you start. 25 is where you thaw out. There are some thunder showers, though, so be careful. Klerksdorp, 15 to 24. Thunder showers for you, too. Kimberley, same case, thunder showers, but 12 to 19 are your temperatures. Bloemfontein, 12 to 18 today. Richards Bay, you've got 18 on the cards this morning, 26 a little later, and a 60% chance of rain. Pietermaritzburg, 14 up to a top of 22 with a 70% chance of rain. Durban, 18 to 25 with a 60% chance of rain for you. Mthatha, 11 to 27, thunder showers expected, around a 60% chance. East London, 15 is where you start, 19 a tad later. Cradock, 8 to 16 today, quite chilled. Gqeberha, 14 up to 21 degrees Celsius. George, 11 to 18. Cape Town, 15 to 18 today. Worcester, looking good, 8 up to 21. A cooler day for you. Sutherland, 5 to 18. And then Uppington, also a cooler day for you, unlike those top temperatures. 13 to just 26 is on the cards for you today. That's a wrap on your temperatures. Another update in 1 hour. For now, stand by to get all of your powers for the week as we get our first performer on your stage.
I'm so glad you didn't go anywhere, because right now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we had the legend PJ Powers here to give us a song called What Would a Hero? And this song was done with the Soweto Gospel Choir. How much work went into producing this song?
A lot. You know, when you're working with the Soweto Gospel Choir and you're working with, you know, lots of people and you're doing videos, so a lot of work went in. It was beautifully written and arranged by Rion Steyn, who's a very clever man. But it was joy from the beginning to the end, and that's what really counts. It's not the amount of work, it's the quality of the work, and it was fun and it was joyful.
And that's a joy you're about to bring right now on our stage. So PJ Powers, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much.
Imagine a world where hunger is gone, with kindness and giving, our dreams carry on. apart. A dead reconciled speaks straight to the heart, and there's a voice calling out to every kind soul to honor a child's needs, to further his goal. And there's a joy to be found whenever we give the gift of a lifetime, a new narrative. What will a hero do? What will a hero do in the face of such need? So many mouths to feed. What will a hero do? What will a hero do? The children are asking, what would a hero do? There's a harvest of smiles behind every face that a fullness inside can never replace, and a river of laughter and an ocean of dreams in every strong growing boy or girl. What did a hero do? What would a hero do in the face of such need? So many mouths to feed. What would a hero do? What would a hero do? The children are asking, what would a hero do? Fresh eyes and bright smiles, they all true to unfold. We are ready to take this place in this world. What would a hero do? What would a hero do in the face of such need? So many mouths to feed. What would a hero do? What would a hero do? The children are asking, what would a hero do? What would a hero do? What would a hero do? The girls of such need, so many mouths to feed. What would a hero do? What would a hero do? The children are asking, what would a hero do?
It honestly felt like I was sitting front row at a musical festival and just watching you perform. After so many years, you still got it, Mama. Iconic.
Thank you. I honestly felt like I was singing Vroeg in die Môre.
Well, thank you so much. Guess what, everybody? She's not going anymore. Anyway, we're going to keep her here for the entire morning. I wish we could. But she still has one more performance coming your way. You don't want to miss it.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It is Monday, but it's not a blue one. It is nothing but just fun today, and we are talking about Zumba. We've had 2 incredible sessions already. First one, I kind of got the hang of. Second one, lost it, but we came back strong. Third time lucky. I hope that you're going to be joining us right now because we are doing something fun. It's high energy working out. It's an experience that's going to keep you excited. It's exercise that's going to be wanting you coming back for more and more and more. And we're coming back with the specialist, the man himself. And he is a Zumba jammer. His name's Niaz Japi. A Zumba jammer, it's an elite job, right? You teach the teachers how to do Zumba. You adding extra choreography to the Zumba instructor. So you like up here, man. I didn't even realize how honored we actually are. Mzansi, take this opportunity right now. This is our 3rd session, the last one for the day. It's going to get us into the spirit. And Niaz, you're going to show us how we're doing this. And what's the theme for this one?
So what we started was we did like high impact, and then we took it a little bit down to like hip hop street style.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna add a little bit of sass. This is what they told me I have to give you some sass.
I got some sass.
So
all right, let's do it, Mzansi. Come have some fun with us, and let's get our sweat on.
You tell me you're leaving today.
Bring the sass, yeah.
You're packing your bags up for good.
And single.
I'm not
And
gonna
double.
stand in your way.
Single.
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 Baby, I'd cry.
Okay, now we're gonna
if
tap
I
double.
could, but
Pa,
I keep faking love.
and single.
I keep faking love.
And double,
I've been faking
double,
love.
and
I've been
single.
faking love.
There we go.
It's true.
Double,
Now we're breaking
double,
up.
and
Now
single.
we're breaking up.
Okay, we got it. We got it. Yeah, we got it.
Okay, we're gonna lift the knee.
Okay.
And back. And up, and roll, and back. Go. Give me circles.
And roll.
Hey.
Circles. Put the sass in it now. Circles.
Okay, knee up.
Way back. Thought I was a fool.
And get down.
Need an
Down.
invoice. Oh, my time. You done killed my vibe. Thinking I'm a ride or die.
And
Matter of
down.
fact, click, clap, bang. They know I'm surprised. I'm
And down.
the streets, baby, live my life.
Okay, now give me your flavor. I want to see your flavor.
Flavor.
Hey, Anita, with a diva. With a 401k and a visa. And she bonita. I wanna
Give me
be
some.
Can you bounce with your pleasure like a Levi? I'm an
Yeah. It's on the face.
Staying the top is when we take
You got it, man.
Bad your ego, know you got a gas ticket. Faking love, I need something else realer. Feel like I'm running out of ways to say
Go.
that I ain't feeling any
now we
type
go
of
single.
way about you. Keep getting
And
caught
hold.
up when your hands on me.
And single.
Singles.
Okay, here we go. Body roll.
Sorry, but I got
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Other side.
Whoa. Oh, yes. Body
Here
roll.
we go.
I don't know if I'm doing it right, but it feels like a worm.
Okay, from the top. Double, double, and single. There we go. Get the arms up here. That's all. Okay, give me knee. Roll. I want to see your booty circles.
Booty circles. Come on now. You got this. You got this.
You got it down. Yeah. Give me some. Give me some. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down.
Get yourself a hype man like Niaz in the morning. This is how you do it on a Monday. Woo! Absolutely love it, yeah, man. Yes, that was so much fun. For someone that can't dance, I must say, I really, really enjoyed that. It looked like a dance or not, I had fun. I burned some curls. I'm feeling the legs burning as well. And I don't know, what do you think as the sensei? You think I
feel like you didn't even need me. I could have been at the back there.
This man is too nice. Mzansi, I hope you enjoyed that incredible session. Every reason to obviously get out of bed this morning. And you can catch the repeats right now. You can get it online. And of course, you want some more Zumba experience, then you want to head over to the Slides online account. You can get him on his socials. He's doing some incredible stuff when it comes to Zumba. And of course, just having fun, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
While you work on your sassy face, let's work on a sassy Move Fresh sauce.
I'll go. So one of you said, oh, he's back. Move.
Clover Fresh Milk.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, it's easy to get plenty Moo Fresh inspiration for your next meal from our Expresso kitchen. We know it. Our veggie stuffed chicken with clover, fresh milk, cheese sauce, guaranteed to give you a flavor-packed meal with so much goodness that getting the fam to eat more veg will be an easy task, because that's what it's about. We want to try and sneak as many vegetables into our little mouths as we can. This is exciting. It's taking the humble chicken breast and turning it into a spectacular creation. Okay, lots to do here. What can I do to help?
Okay, darling, you're going to chop the broccoli for me while I make this gorgeous cheesy sauce, and then we're going to stuff this breast. And we are masters of deception, aren't we? When we try to just get all that goodness into our kiddies. I've got some clover butter, a little touch of nutmeg, some salt. I'm making a roux.
We often use nutmeg. I see Chef Kim does this as well. It's also his secret additive to a cheese sauce. What does the nutmeg do to like a mac and cheese?
Level of flavor, depth of flavor. It's just too incredible for words. Now, my sauce is almost ready for me to add my clover milk. If you have a look into my pan, you'll see the little starch bubbles are starting to burst. Have a look, you see. And then I'm going to just keep adding, keep adding, keep adding. And as girls do, I'm going to multitask. I think you've got plenty
Is that enough?
for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Mix it in with all of those things. You've got some lovely paprika there. There's some garlic powder. Not all that pepper, because you'll kill the person eating it. The cheese, and we've got some beautiful red peppers.
Okay, so this is all going into our little bowl here. I'm going to mix it all together, huh?
Yep. And what I love about this is you stuff it, you pop it into the oven, it does its thing, it comes out, and then you absolutely smother it in this gorgeous cheese sauce. Love, love, love.
A new fresh cheese sauce.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so a little bit of our paprika.
Okay, how you doing?
Garlic powder, almost there.
Good boy. Now I want you to mix like you've got someone chasing you. In the meantime, I'm going to take this breast out.
Have my cheese.
You can't have my cheese.
Oh, look at the colours popping there. And this is a good indication. You want to know that you're getting the right nutrients into your little one. Colour, colour, colour.
Now, have a look here, Graham. I'm going to just, once again, just a little bit of salt and pepper onto my breast. Rub it in, because you want all this flavour to go all the way through. We butterfly it, which means you take the breast and you just slice it, open it, but you don't go all the way through. You don't want to,
so you can close it up again after the fact. Okay.
And then I'm going to just, I'm greedy. Should we make this a big, hunky, chunky one?
Do it. It's our hero. We've got one breast. We've got to go all the way, man.
All the way. And then you just go like this and just press it in nicely. And literally a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and we just whack it into the oven. And I've made some up front with the cheese sauce that you're going to go and have a cut in.
It's our Moo Fresh cheese sauce. Well, I was expecting this to take a little bit longer, because it felt like there were a lot of steps, but it's really simple, really easy.
And you know what I like? You can make the filling up front, whack it into the fridge, eat, darling, and I'll talk.
Okay.
And you can butterfly your chicken breast, keep those in the fridge just before your guests arrive. Like 20 minutes, stuff the breast nicely, keep them in the fridge, and while you're chatting and having a little something to nibble and something to drink, you can pop them into the oven and straight onto the table, so you can prep up front. That's what I love about this recipe.
Absolutely.
Is it good?
Easy peasy. It is delicious.
Oh.
It's creamy. It's Moo Fresh.
It's Moo Fresh.
The vegetables aren't overpowering.
No, no.
Absolutely beautiful way, I think, to sneak those veggies in for your little ones, but it just tastes absolutely beautiful. And what I love about Moo Freshness here, the Clover Triple Protect obviously enhances the quality of Clover's fresh milk and ensures all the nutrients are preserved and stays fresh for up to 18 days. That in itself is a challenge. If it's going to last 18 days, I don't think so. You can make a big batch of the Moo Fresh cheese sauce. As Jane said, you can store it in the fridge for up to a week, and then you just use it when you need it. Maybe even turn your cauliflower cheese into something special. Use it on your nachos. The possibilities are endless. It's beautiful. It's not overpowering, but it's oh so cheesy. Absolutely delicious.
Love and creamy.
Really creamy. Well, if you want to recreate this Moo Fresh brilliance yourself, you've got to go to expressoshow.com. It's where you'll find all of our culinary inspiration. But if you missed any of the many steps to get to this beautiful creation, take a look at this.
Made with love by Clover.
Upstyle your home with Expresso, as 3 lucky viewers like you stand a chance to win game vouchers to the value of 25,000 Rand for a room improvement of your very own.
To enter, all you have to do is post a photo of the space you want to revamp on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter competition post, and remember to use the hashtag #GotGame in your entry.
The competition is closing on the 22nd of March 2022, and all the terms and conditions apply. Good luck.
Welcome back to it. Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. You're in for some couch action.
Oh,
a Goma suite is all the couch action you will ever ask for or need. Just like this dual Onyx 2-seater couch that Wasty, Tasty and I are sitting on, that allows you to just kick back, relax, unwind, knowing that you are supported by the best top quality craftsmanship. I love that. I love that. I love this.
It's the lower lumbar support, man. It's absolutely beautiful. So we put it to you guys. Been asking you to tell us why you need to break up with that old has-been couch of yours and move to a brand new partner in life in the form of a Goma Goma. So let's find out what y'all had to say.
Warren Hendricks, you are up first. So Warren says, believe it or not, my dog ate my couch. Yo, Warren, I feel you. Literally. So I am in desperate need of the new Goma Goma couch. Hashtag, you deserve Goma.
Oh, my word. You needed to substantiate that with a picture. Oi.
I've been there.
What a menace.
When you get home, right, and most of your couch, the insides, are all over your backyard.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I can't think of anything worse. Okay, well, you also got one comment from Tandogazi Koabe, Kamhlase, saying that I'm planning on moving into a new, bigger space soon. This place has been too depressing for me. A new environment and a new look will give me the therapeutic feel I need. Hashtag you deserve Gamma. And this, I imagine, is her current space, right?
I mean, to be honest, it's very, it's grey.
It's nice.
I think that you are full of colour.
Yeah.
And you deserve better.
But he's trying to see two armchairs at the same time, which is always a recipe for disaster.
Yes, because whose arm goes to
Yeah, exactly. Just get rid of one of the armchairs, get yourself a Goma and simplify your couch life,
Because
okay?
you can't create a love nest like that. It's not how it works. It's got to be one unit.
Yep. So if you need the inspiration to transform your own space, what you got to do is get onto Goma on their Instagram page. That's at Goma_SA. You can check them out on Facebook, Goma, as well as visiting their website, goma.co.za. And you can find out a whole lot more about their various very high quality lounge suites on offer. And simplify your couch life.
Because you deserve it, man. You deserve Gamma.
You don't need drama.
No, you
action
only
on
need
the couch.
Gamma and action.
Exactly. We need a bit of action
But
in
you
the
need
studio
music
right
as
now.
well.
And we got one of the best in the business performing for us. She's an absolute legend. PJ is back.
We are back on the Express stage with legend, icon PJ Powers, and this time she's delivering to you this life. Take it away.
Just remember now to hit the ground as often as you do. You can scream at the top of your lungs. You can say, I am here as well. And let everyone that you ever meet starts listening. 'Cause this life is yours, and this life is yours, and this life is yours. Don't waste it, don't waste it. You can run to the ends of the earth. You can fly if you just remember that everything that you're running from will find you one fine day. You can scream at the top of your lungs. You can say, hey, I am here as well. Until everyone that you ever meet starts listening. 'Cause this life is yours, and this life
this life is beautiful because of people like you. Thank you so much for blessing us with your time. I know you have a thing between Johannesburg and Cape Town, but please come back. Come visit us more often.
I'm always in Cape Town and always up for being here.
I didn't get to ask you, what can people expect from you for this year? I know you've got so much going on, but you're still doing some great work out there. So what can people expect from you?
This year is the release of my movie, which is a 90-minute feature documentary, which will be released very soon, within the next couple of weeks. An extension of my book, some new music, brand new music. I just let Lucien listen to a little piece of it, which we performed first here on Expresso, always. And new music, I've just come back from touring in the UK. I leave again in September. But otherwise, you know, I'm in Botswana in the immediate future. Tonight, I'm doing a show. I'm just a busy lady with a big heart full of gratitude because everybody still somehow wants to listen to me.
We want to listen. I don't want you to stop, but everybody, all I got to say is PJ Powers on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It doesn't get any better than this.
Thank you so much.
Spend your money wisely. Ungayi ngabantu. Do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money choices seriously? Join Nedbank today.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live at S3. And we just had PJ Powers on, which was absolutely incredible. And we're not stopping there. Come on. There's no slowing down on the divas on the show today because we have got somebody who's got the voice, the look, the style, the skill, somebody who is open for Robin S. and Sybil and even Tevin Campbell. She is the queen of old school disco, and I'm talking about I'm going to call her a goddess. I have to. I'm sorry. I'm going to do that. It's Vuvu Khumalo on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Vuvu, it is an honor and a pleasure.
A goddess?
I have to.
Is it the chain?
It's the chain. Of course it is.
It's the chain.
I honestly didn't know whether to bow or whatever, but this is great.
You can bow. That's cool.
Can I?
Yeah, you
Thank you. Can I tell you, just listening to you on the scene for the past couple of years, your voice, it connects in such a beautiful way, in the nightclubs as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to know where the big break was, man. Who was the person that tapped you on the shoulder and said, Vuvu J's quiet?
He went by the name of Godfrey Vollenhoven.
Yes.
He's the owner of Marmalade Productions. And he took me on this journey. He came to watch me at an old club. I don't know if you know it, Club Valerie's.
I've heard of it. It was
it's a jazz club.
Yes, yes.
So he got me at that club and he just took me by the hand and he said, you know what, I'm going to push you in a show called Divas. And it was myself, Karen, Korky, Salome, Vicky Sampson, all of that whole Divas.
Yes.
And remember, I was just so small.
I know how you feel.
Singing with these big voices. Wow. But it was a great experience. And then we just continued on and continued on.
Yeah.
And obviously, with everything comes the responsibility of the job.
Indeed.
And I had to live with the responsibility. Thank you to Karen and Salome for actually pushing me and help creating what I am today.
And that's what we need in the industry, more people helping each other. There's got to be that family unit. And the thing is, if you've got opportunities, share it. Don't keep it to yourself. That's so vital. We Are Vuvu Khumalo concerts is something that you came up with, and it's an opportunity for you to allow platforms for people that were in your position as well. You know, a platform for up-and-coming artists. Tell me a bit more about how these concerts are.
When it happened the first time, I have family members who can also sing, and I utilize them to just actually fill up the concert. But then I thought to myself, you know, it's a great thing to actually, this is where we are Vuvu Khumalo, because it's not just me. I am an entity of people. My people who support me out there, they are all part of that We Are Vuvu Khumalo for me. And then I thought, a great name to call the show.
That is brilliant, because the we factor is important. The people who lift you and support you and subscribe to your music and consume your music, they are the ones that are the celebrities, essentially.
So true.
And you want to include them in the brand because we are the brand.
Yeah.
It's not just you being on
It's
stage.
not just me. I'm just a worker.
I love that. Yeah, the worker bee. And then the honey comes from the collective, which is so important.
Yeah.
Which I love so much. Talking about the honey, your voice is like that for me. Okay, it's like the honey. It's like, so you have a single coming out, I heard.
Yeah.
A little birdie whispered into my ear. It's called Without You.
Without You, yeah.
Okay, is that out this year?
It is out already, actually.
Yeah!
Yes. You can go check it out on Spotify and all the other platforms that you can find it. And I had a little problem with it, and I said to the producer of the song, I don't want anybody to buy this. I want it to be free because it's my first. Just click on it, download it, it's free. Go for it and play it as much as you want.
Oh, see, this is the thing. You bring so much happiness to people, and I love that concept, the fact that we can consume the music for free, which is wonderful. But your happiness is also individual happiness. Now, I don't mean to go all gossip column on you, but my sources tell me that you are engaged to be married.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sources. I want to thank all my sources, including...
Sources, wherever you are.
Mustard and tomato. Anyway, but you're getting married.
Yeah.
Okay, another source told me that it's going to be at the City Hall in Cape Town.
Yes.
Okay, another source is that there's this very special person by the name of Llewellyn, I think. Is that... Am I spot on?
You're right, you're spot on.
Another source told me that your theme is going to be the Cape Royal.
Okay, now I'm worried.
Okay, that's fine. Look here, I stalk you just a bitchy, but it's fine. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it had to be Cape Royal. I'm Vuvu.
Yes, of course you are. But no, I'm so happy for you and all the best. I just need to ask you, though, are you going to be one of those brides that are going to be sort of chilled and relaxed? Or are you going to go bridezilla?
Okay, I had my first fight with my mom already. And this because... You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I want 20 followers in my wedding. Why can't I have them?
20? Okay.
Yes. 20 bridesmaids, 20 groomsmen. Why not? Why not?
Right.
I'm Vuvu.
You are amazing. That's what you are. 20 of each. That is great. But Tali, you know what? There's going to be a lot more followers after your performance a little bit later. Vuvu Khumalo, the Queen, is here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and she'll be performing a couple of tracks for you just to get you in the mood for the rest of the week. So stand by for that.
Yeah, Vuvu is in the building, and we are going to indulge in all of her magic that she brings through later, so don't go anywhere. And speaking of, who says you can't indulge on a Monday when it comes to the kitchen too? I say no one. Let's do it.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks, Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
All right, as promised, let us indulge. Now, instead of tossing those overripe bananas, turn them into something classic and delicious. Yeah, we're going to save on some bananas that are maybe going, well, not off, but just kind of not going the way we want them, right? But don't worry, we got you. Because banana bread is on the menu, and we're doing it a little bit differently with a chocolate twist. And this one's served with Clover classic custard, and Jenny Morris is here to show us how. Jenny, how are we doing?
Well,
loving your blouses, always. The colors are vibrant. Looks like the energy we need for Monday. Nothing blue about this look.
Oh, darling, I never ever want a blue Monday in my life, but I'm loving you in blue because you're my little boy blue.
Well, thank you.
Can you mash that?
Putting me to work straight away?
Yes, I am.
Mashing up the banana, right?
Yes, I'm going to give you two.
And as we were just talking about, it doesn't matter if the banana's not like super fresh, right?
Darling, the riper, the better.
Okay,
yes.
I got you.
I'm gonna hurt it and you kill it.
Right.
Okay, I've got some flour, some beautiful cocoa. We need it to rise, so we have some baking powder.
Baking powder, yeah.
And we've got some chocolate chips.
So this is so decadent and so delicious. And then, of course, with our Clover Classic custard.
Yeah, the classic custard is...
It's going to be amazing.
That's like the cherry on the top here. Bar the fact that we don't have cherries, but we got the Clover.
We got
Classic,
the Clover.
of course. One thing I love about it is you can have it on its own even. I mean, you don't even necessarily need it in this recipe, but when you do add it to a recipe, it gives you that creaminess. It gives you that indulgence. That
Heaven happens.
And that's what you're getting with the Clover Classic, which I'm loving about the fact that we're putting it into this recipe.
Yes. So now what you're going to do is you're going to mix that like crazies. We've got some lovely oil. We have got eggs. We've got some gorgeous vanilla. What I like sometimes is a little bit of almond essence. Because almond, banana and chocolate for me.
Perfect combination, yeah.
Beautiful combination.
Good balance of flavors. You've got the earthiness, the nuttiness, and then the chocolate's kind of just going to
There you go,
perfect it all,
darling. There you go. And some milk. Not just any milk, sweetheart. This is Clover.
Of course. It's just adding to the creaminess, but also adding to the fact that we're getting some good vitamins and minerals in it. So it's a good bang for your buck. It's not just any slice or loaf of bread.
No.
It's the good stuff. It's the chocolate, banana, and clover custard stuff we're talking about.
And while you stir these, hack, whatever you want to call it, don't throw them away.
What, the
Chop them up. No, put them in your garden. Your garden's going to love you.
Oh, of course. And I'm assuming that there's some, would it be potassium in there maybe?
Yes,
or something along those lines? So that's
all the good stuff. Should we do this together?
All right.
Should we dance?
How many?
Shall we dance? Come on, baby. I can do this too.
This is our
Am I doing it?
fourth Zumba session in the house. Right, so what sort of consistency are we actually looking for here?
We're just looking for this beautiful, runny, battery consistency.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take over from
I do notice, though, there are still some, like, banana chunks in here. Is that okay?
Well, I'd like a little bit smoother, but, I mean, I like a bit chunky, you know. I'm that kind of girl.
You like it chunky?
I like it chunky.
Say no more, Jenny. I'm here to assist
monkey. So in it goes, and then I'm going to feed you. Look at that. I've lined this, so it just comes out a lot easier.
All right, another hack there.
Another hack.
Sliding the hacks in here from Zanzi. And if you heard that one, she obviously just lined this with some, is it baking paper?
Baking paper,
Baking paper, so you didn't need to use oil, and then it just pops straight out just like that. This obviously goes in the oven, right?
Follow your mama. Come here.
I'm coming that way, all right.
You go this way.
Ooh, are we ready?
Hold that. I would give you a spoon.
We're being naughty so early on a Monday, yeah?
No, I'm a happy girl.
Here's the cherry on the top, of course, as
that,
promised.
How much? Don't stop.
Oh, I think you just got enough on that. Of course, with Zanzi, you head over to expressoshow.com if you want to dive into some of this, get your indulgence on. And before I tuck into this, of course, I'm telling you right now that you don't have to have a Blue Monday when you get involved in this recipe. And if you just tuned in, shame on you, but don't worry, here's a recipe recap so you can make your own magic just like this. Get your banana loaf and custard on.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. Your timing is perfect. It's time for a performance. In 2010, this particular diva named Vuvu Khumalo showcased her incredible talent to the Cape Town music industry. She's gone on to earn herself the Queen of Old School Disco title. And here she is to prove her worth with a cover of one of Tina Turner's classics, backed by Public Opinion. They're going to bring the fire. Take it away.
You're better than all the rest. I said, you're better than anyone, anyone. Oh, baby, anyone that I ever met. I got stuck in your heart, oh, baby. And I hang on every word you say. Don't tear me apart. 'Cause, baby, I would rather be dead. Cape Town, 'cause you're the
Okay, now you're just showing off. Now you're just showing off.
Is the sound check?
Sound check's done. Okay, the real performance is coming. You took it there, man. You went stank face. We went full. That was amazing. You guys are incredible. You are just unbelievable. Let us know what you thought of that performance. More coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. What I love is there was someone looking in their mirror, getting ready for work, just saying, "You're simply the best," because you are the best, man. All right, 1 hour left to get through. Let's jump right in with those news headlines.
Vuvu, oh, you're the best. Just after 8 o'clock, time for us to take a final look at that. Your news headlines, starting off here in South Africa, where Gauteng Transport MEC Jacob Mamabolo says that the grace period to renew expired driving license discs and cards will not be extended beyond the end of this month, despite disruptions at several testing centres causing further blockages. Now, some centres in Gauteng were forced to close last month after driving schools protested against changes in the online booking system. As the 31st of March deadline approaches, Mamabolo has urged motorists to renew their licenses and not wait until the 11th hour. Staying here at home, the South African Civil Aviation Authority has extended the provisional suspension of Comair's operations indefinitely. The regulator on Saturday suspended Comair's operating certificate for 24 hours, which affected flights from British Airways and Kulula. This followed numerous reports of safety incidents, including engine failures and landing gear malfunctions, and it wanted the operator to use the 24 hours to show that its risks and safety management systems can be effectively managed. Potential hazards, of course, have been a big issue there, and they've been trying to mitigate that. But according to aviation authorities, Comair did not meet its requirements to resume flights by this deadline. In international news, Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta has endorsed his former rival Raila Odinga as presidential candidate in this year's elections. The incumbent, who cannot run again as he has already served 2 terms, told a crowd of thousands in the capital of Nairobi that he had no doubt that Odinga was team captain. Last month, the governing Jubilee Party joined a coalition headed by Odinga, and in 2018, Kenyatta and Odinga declared a truce following lethal post-election violence. They've been arch political rivals for decades. Now, some 30 Russian missiles fired at the Yavorev military training base near NATO member Poland's border have killed at least 35 people and injured 134. The facility is used for training by NATO instructors. An American journalist, Brent Renard, has been shot dead near Kyiv, the first foreign reporter to die in the conflict. Meanwhile, President Zelensky's advisor, Mikhailo Podolyak, has said that in talks between Russian and Ukrainian negotiators, Russia was beginning to engage constructively. And last night, the Kremlin announced that further peace talks would take place today. In in entertainment news, Miss South Africa 2020, Shudufadzo Musida, left for Puerto Rico on Saturday to compete in the Miss World pageant again. The final ceremony was postponed at the last moment in December due to the COVID-19 outbreak, but now the competition is back on track. And on Wednesday, everyone will know who the new Miss World is. After the pageant was temporarily brought to a halt, Miss World organizers announced that Shudufadzo was one of 6 contestants that had won the Beauty with Purpose competition. The pre-ceremony competition recognizes the work that women do in their communities, and Shudufadzo won for her Mindful Mondays project, which raises awareness on mental health. About this, Shudufadzo said, and I quote, "To have my project chosen as one of the winners is such an honor, but to have met the human embodiments of beauty with a purpose in the other contestants just made the journey that much more fulfilling." And the other winners were from the USA, England, India, Kenya, and the Philippines. Good luck to Shudufadzo. Please go and bring it home, bring it back, Shudu. We at Expresso will be rooting for you all the way. That's where we leave for now. Here's a final look at your sport.
Let's get into a bit of weather now. In fact, get you prepped for a brand new week ahead of us. And let's start with the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Senzo Mchunu, who visited Gqeberha this weekend to discuss the continuing water crisis in the metro area. Now, the ongoing drought in the area has left dams at now just 15% capacity. And the largest dam supplying the metro, the Kruger, is meant to hold up to 126 megalitres of water, but currently only has some 18 megalitres. Mchunu was, among others, joined by provincial leaders, business and sector leaders, and representatives of the SA Municipal Workers Union. Departmental spokesperson Sputnik Rtau said the partnership with national and local government aims to urgently speed up water-saving initiatives. This includes completing the long-awaited Noodgedacht water scheme, which was meant to be finished in 2018. It'll bring water to the Eastern Cape from the Orange River and should provide provide another 50 megalitres to the city once completed. Ratau says, in the meantime, using water sparingly is now crucial for the area. Next, we move on to our favourite way to start the day, and that is with some of your gorgeous sunrise images captured from our viewers from around the country. So our regular contributor, Nancy Governor from Unkomas, kicked off our new week with a stunning shot overlooking part of her area, showing off some of the pastel hues as the day begins in spectacular fashion. Then Natalie Rosalia Daniels captured this beautiful silhouetted shot, contrasted with the brilliant burnt hues filling the morning sky. What a way to greet the day. Nel Naidu from Westbrook Beach down in KZN is fast becoming a regular as well, and shattered this beautiful morning image. Stunning ocean view shot with, I think, an absolutely spectacular skyline there. The sunlight breaking through the cloud cover. Absolutely beautiful. And then last but not least, Rena Vassan from East London shared this fantastic shot of the sun coming up over the horizon, casting a beautiful glow across the area. All stunning. Thank you so much for those contributions this morning. Let's take a look at what temperatures you have in store for you today. Let's start in Polokwane, where your low is 18 and you are moving up to a high of 31 degrees. In Mbombela, 20 is your low, going up to 34 degrees today. Pretoria ranging between 17 and 30 degrees. Johannesburg, your minimum 16, going up to a max of 27. Mahikeng, 15 and 25 with a 47% of thunder showers there. Klerksdorp, 15 your low, going up to 24 degrees as well. 40% of thunder showers there. 55% chance of thunder showers in Kimberley, where your low is 12, going up to 19 degrees. Bloem, your low 12 degrees rather, going up to 18 degrees with a chance of thunder showers. Richards Bay, you're also expecting rain today with a low of 18 and a high of 26. Pietermaritzburg ranging between 14 and 22. Moderate temperatures coming with a 70% chance of rain. Durban expecting some inclement weather with a low of 18 and a high of 25 degrees. Pretty chilly day in Mthatha, 11 your low, going up to only 17 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. East London, 15 your low, going up to a max of 19. Expect rain there as well. Cranach, 8 degrees is where you start your day, going up to a max of just 16 degrees. Gqeberha, 14 your low, going up to 21 degrees. George, you can expect a bit of rainy weather as well, 18 your high, starting the day on 11 degrees. Cape Town, ranging between 15 and just 18 degrees with a 25% chance of rain. Worcester, your low 8, going up to 21 degrees. Sutherland, you start the day on a chilly 5 degrees, going up to 18. And then Uppington, 13 is where you kickstart your day with a maximum temperature of 26 degrees. Wherever you find yourself, make sure it's a beautiful day.
Ooh, the temperatures are heating up, but I'm telling you right now, I'm still hot after Vuvu's performance. I don't know how you're feeling, but man, I was trying to hit those notes. Pumped. She gets you in the zone where you just want to send it, and then it doesn't come out. So I'm hoping the next one that I can match her, but I probably won't. But you, Mzansi, are going to absolutely love her when she comes back. Oh, what a treat.
Also, relationship advice coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we're chatting about narcissism, which is something that you may actually see in your workplace or maybe even at home, and we'll be discussing the extremities of that personality disorder just after the break, so stay there. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here in S3. See you
soon.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. It's a Monday morning, and so we're talking relationships this morning. Ooh, it's a hot topic, a hot one indeed. Today, narcissism and its impact on our relationships and sense of self. So hop onto Facebook right now, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, and let us know how you would define a narcissistic person. Let's hear what you have to say about this topic, maybe first on the streets.
How I would describe a narcissistic person is someone that is very self-involved and is unable to have full empathy for other people.
Narcissism operates on a spectrum, and I think that everyone falls on that spectrum, whether it's to the extreme or in the middle, and I think having that balance is difficult.
I do think we all have a narcissistic part of us. But what's really important within a relationship is to be able to put that part aside.
Yes, I have dated a narcissist before. In the beginning, it was fine. There were no signs, but soon, a couple of months after that, then the signs started showing.
They're not the nicest of people. They live for themselves, and they try to make you feel like the bad guy when you're actually not.
Well, some opinions over there, and I think what you can hear is that there's a spectrum, there's maybe a bit of lack of understanding here and there, and this is why we are joined online by counseling psychologist and founder of Conscious Psychology, Sanam Naran, who will offer some much-needed guidance on this subject, and we just want to welcome you. So welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is a topic, as you could hear from the opinions of many people on the street, narcissism. There are so many definitions, and I think it's important for us to just start off and unpack. So in any relation sort of situation, we're talking about dating and work and family, I feel like let's start off with what's the best way to deal with narcissistic behavior?
So I think this is such an interesting question because, you know, it's really difficult to deal with someone who is diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. But, you know, like everyone on the streets have been saying, we all have some narcissistic traits within us. It's part of the human condition. But I think the best way to really deal with someone who you think is a narcissist is to put up boundaries. I think that's the most important way to sort of deal with a narcissist, is to tell them, you know, I don't like it when you treat me this way, or, you know, this is rude and disrespectful and you cannot treat me this way.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but I think the number one way to deal with a narcissist is to put up your boundaries.
So do you think that we all have the potential to be narcissistic? I mean, I know you said that it is part of human behavior or human nature, could be an element of it, but is this behavior just inherent and we can just conclude that that's what it is? So
I think, you know, narcissistic personality disorder is a product of childhood. It's a product of over-admiration from parents or neglect from parents. But, you know, we all tend to be selfish sometimes. We tend to, you know, put our needs before others, and that's okay. But when it sort of infiltrates our relationships and has us a heightened, you know, sense of who we are and a grandiose sense of self, that's when it becomes a problem. So I wouldn't say it's completely inherent in our nature, but it's usually a product of our childhood.
I'd like to do some polarity over here because I want to ask, when does narcissism become toxic? And are there any instances where it's actually a good thing for one's, you know, personal sort of, well-being, perhaps?
So this is also another interesting question, because what we see and research suggests that narcissistic personality disorder is quite common in, you know, corporate situations and people who have been able to climb the ladder. Not to say that everyone that is successful is a narcissist, that's not what I'm saying, but it's quite common in the corporate environment. Yeah. So in those settings, you know, where you need to be a leader, where you need to sort of stamp on people's toes to get to the top, that's where it can be helpful. But for the most part, you know, narcissistic traits isn't helpful, and it really affects your relationships, and it can be harmful to the other people in your life.
Well, I like the fact that you mentioned relationships. So in the context of, romantic relationships, what kinds of conduct from their partners can fuel a narcissist's behavior?
So what we have is something called a narcissistic supply, and this is what narcissists usually need and thrive on in order to, feel good about themselves. Because at the core of narcissism is a really insecure person that struggles with their self-esteem and their self-worth, and so they need this validation and approval from the people around them. So if you're in a romantic relationship, and you're having an argument with your partner and you really express how hurt you are with the way they're treating you and the fact that you need them in your life and you really, love them and want this to work, it often heightens their sense of approval and their validation, and that's something that they really need. So it's a tough one, but if you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you know for a fact that they are a narcissist, it helps to not give them that validation. And that's where they really are going to, start to crumble and start to, need this validation from other people in their life. And that's sort of how you know that you've cut off that narcissistic supply, if that makes sense.
So I think what's important is to kind of look at a conclusive way to find a place to call out narcissism in your family and your friends and your partners. Maybe you can offer some tips that could assist anybody who can actually call it out, but diplomatically. Because often, because you know that narcissism, unfortunately, there will be a resistance to anybody calling you out, because you're going to just say, hey, I'm just, confident. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So are there any tips you can give us to call this out so we can help and not enable?
So that's a difficult one because, like you said, there is going to be a lot of resistance from someone who struggles with narcissism. But, it helps to kind of get other people involved. So if you're the only one that's telling this person that they need help, that's not going to be helpful. So to get other people in their life involved as well, kind of sit them down in a very gentle way, not as an attack, and tell them, it might be helpful to seek help. It might be helpful to get therapy. I'm also going to get therapy, so I would like for you to as well. So to not put all the blame onto them, but to gently sort of make them see how different aspects of their life is getting affected by their behavior.
I think it's quite important noting the fact that narcissism does stem from a place of need or lack in someone's experience or life. To be able to approach that with love, with kindness, becomes very, very important. Well, listen, Sanam, we're going to keep you around. We're going to be back wrapping up our relationship segment. We're going to be chatting to you some more. So please do weigh in on this conversation on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. We'll see you in a bit.
Upstyle your home with Expresso, as 3 lucky viewers like you stand a chance to win game vouchers to the value of 25,000 Rand for a room improvement of your very own.
To enter, all you have to do is post a photo of the space you want to revamp on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter competition post, and remember to use the hashtag #GotGame in your entry.
The competition is closing on the 22nd of March 2022, and all the terms and conditions apply. Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and you're live on S3 and it's Monday. We're continuing our love and relationship segment. Today we are discussing narcissism and whether there are ways you can learn how to lovingly tolerate and even connect with the narcissist in your life. Get involved via our Facebook page if you'd like and let us know how would you define a narcissistic individual. We're joined online once again by counseling psychologist and founder of Conscious Psychology, Sanam Naran, to unpack this topic even more. So Sanam, thank you so much for sticking around. We have more questions.
We do have more questions, but maybe before we get into those questions, let's take a look at some of the answers and responses that we've gotten from people when we did ask them questions on the streets. Check this out.
I've learned to understand what my triggers are when it comes to people who are narcissistic, and so I'm aware of that. I think that self-awareness is good, and just distancing yourself from those people, I think, is the best way to deal with it.
If someone comes to me with a big ego, like, I'll just blatantly ignore you.
A narcissist can change their ways if they actually just think about those around them and also take other people's feelings into consideration.
I don't think they can change. Maybe they can, but I don't think so.
If they are willing to change, then I suppose they probably will. But from my experience, I kind of doubt it.
I don't think there is a good side in being a narcissist because more or less that individual will focus more on themselves, and being part of a relationship is where it's not just about yourself, but about the other person also.
Ooh, it's hot. It's hot indeed.
Oh, yes.
It's a hot topic.
Hot topic, but the thing is, we need to, this is why we have a counseling psychologist to make sure that we unpack it properly. So Sanam, this is where you come in, because as you may know, in Tabiso, my industry, this is a big thing.
It's rife.
It's very, very rife, and in today's sort of image and status-obsessed society, would you say that narcissistic tendencies have increased?
Yeah, so definitely. I think that, you know, with the whole social media movement and instant gratification world, I think that we do see narcissism a lot more, especially with, you know, Instagram and influencers and TikTok and that sort of world. I think narcissism is quite rife.
So how can we identify, Sanam, and curb narcissistic traits within ourselves? Because often it's very easy to think we're picking them up in the people next to us, but also ignore the fact that actually maybe you're picking it up because you are problematic.
Definitely. I think, you know, with picking up narcissism within yourself, it's important to constantly reflect and have that capacity to self-reflect on your own behavior and how you treat other people. So when we do things and when we make decisions, we need to constantly think, well, how is this person feeling with my actions? Can I put myself in their shoes? And that's something, you know, in the psychology world we call mentalization, and that's the capacity to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. And in that way, we sort of curb our own narcissistic traits.
So now that we've reflected and we know that it's so rife in every industry, I think it's important to ask, I mean, can a narcissist ever change their ways? And if so, are there any strategies to do so? Instead of just saying, hey, I feel like I'm a narcissist, let's start a soup kitchen outside my house. It can't be that simple. So how do we start actually addressing it within ourselves?
So I think this is such an important question because that's what everyone wants to know. Can a narcissist actually change? And, you know, like I said, if we have capacity to self-reflect and think about our own behaviors, that's the first step to being able to change our behavior. So yes, a narcissist can change only if they're open to reflecting on their own behavior, open to therapy, because that's the only way that they can really change their behavior. The thing with a personality disorder, though, is that it's inherent. It's something that's very, very difficult to change. But if there's enough self-reflection, enough therapy, yes, you can most definitely change.
I think what I'm gathering is that narcissistic behaviors and personalities don't develop overnight. Yeah. It's a series of events and it's a journey of somebody's life experience that builds up and culminates in those expressions and in those behaviors. So it's very important, I think, when we approach that to be able to reflect on the person's experience and look at where they may need help, because sometimes they don't know where to even begin. But thank you so much, Sanam, for joining us this morning. You really have been so fantastic. Such an eye-opening conversation. And certainly, hopefully, a lot of people out there will be going out and seeking help for themselves or their loved ones.
Thank you so much. I really appreciated being on the show today.
What an important topic to get through. And the thing is, as long as you know that you're not alone in this, we talk about these things because we actually want to enable you to go seek out help so you can, at the end of the day, be a better person to serve your own happiness too. And of course, when you do that and fill your own cup, you can share with those around you, which is so important, that harmony.
Yeah, and I wanted to also say, I think that narcissists aren't jumping fast and furiously trying to open soup kitchens.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said there's going to be a meaningful way to strategize so that we can actually make sure that we smooth it over. But more importantly, just remember that if you do need assistance, there is help out there. You are not alone, and it's not weak to ask for help. It's actually pretty strong.
I love myself. Sorry, are we done with the narcissist? No, look. Normally, I don't care about public opinion. That's how narcissistic I am. But this morning, I do care about public opinion because public opinion are actually here. Vuvu, you're going to be performing with us this morning, but you've got a kind of an everyday gig performing in front of beautiful little kids, okay?
Yes, I do.
When you get a strong character, if you get a little narcissist in the mix, how do you deal with those strong characters in kids in the classroom?
I start singing.
Really?
Yeah.
And does that, like, shock them? Does it
shocked them
inspire
because they didn't even know that I can sing.
And you
So
can
it's
sing at a different
Afrikaans.
level.
So I teach Afrikaans. So hulle sal sê, "Hey, Here, juffrou kan sing."
Oh man, they are blessed. They got the best teacher in the world. And of course, we have got the best performer in the world right here. We are back in our studio stage with the vocal powerhouse that is Vuvu Khumalo, and here to perform a medley of Donna Summer's Heaven Knows and the Braxtons, The Boss. You are the boss. Take it away.
If you're having a real good time in your lounge, in the car, wherever you're watching us, I would like to tell you that you are the boss, baby. Well, woo! Fancy me. Thought I had my degree in love, and I'd love ought to be right. Oh, yes. Woo! I had a one-step plan to prove it. God in my pockets for fools, falling and fun. Heaven to show me out to my fiance. It says, I'm feeling good, cause I'm with you. Baby, you know just what you do. You gotta love me right, and you always love me true. That is why that I can say, yeah, that I love you, baby. Don't you know there's no need to laugh? No, heaven knows, baby, that I love you, baby. Don't you know there's no need to laugh? Said heaven knows, yeah, that I really love you, baby. Don't you know there's no need to laugh? Heaven only
Class is in session.
Can you do that?
Whew, not a chance. Doesn't stop me from trying though. Well, today's lesson, you're all amazing. That is what we have learned today. You are phenomenal. Thank you so much for blessing us with your talents this morning. Hopefully that elevated your day. Let us know what you thought of that performance on the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. In fact, keep the love going. One more performance coming your way.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, you are live with your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's going to get even more feel good. Back with a bang. The Johannesburg International Comedy Festival. It's back, baby, with yet another mouth-watering feast of comedy taking place over 6 hilariously jam-packed days. And this year's JICF promises to be one of the most exciting celebrations of comedy on the continent, on the planet, for 2022. So we are joined in studio by 2 comedic powerhouses, Kate Pinchuk and Kagiso KG Mochari. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Look at you. Thank you for having us. All in person and everything.
I know, I match the couch.
I know, it's a resplendent, it's a royal green, we will call it. So good to have you here. So good to have these things happening again, and fans audiences, people who can actually laugh directly in your face.
Yeah.
There. How good does it feel to have this back on the calendar? Kate, you must be pumped, girl.
I am pumped, boy. No, it's the best. It's great. Like, we spent 2 years having to bother our partners with our thoughts and feelings.
And the problem is our partners don't think we're funny, hey?
No, and they don't want to hear that. So it's great to have an audience full of strangers to like fill me up inside.
You used to get filled up in a slightly different way. You're no stranger to stage. You spent a lot of time on stage within theatre.
Yeah.
What was the shift? Was there a moment? Was it a body of work where you look back and you said, listen, like 90% of the time people are laughing at me. Maybe I must make them. What drew you into the comedic space? Because you've achieved so much in such a short amount of time.
Thank you. I wasn't getting enough work as an actor.
100%, I'm there, man.
So I was like, I guess I'll make my own work. And comedy's great because it's so egalitarian. There's like no barrier to entry. You just need to pitch up with yourself and a microphone. And that's sort of what started me doing it. And then it was just something that kind of snowballed, I guess. And I didn't know I was that funny until I started doing comedy, actually.
Well, you are. You're really, really funny. And you're surrounded by really, really funny people. So that in itself must feel like kudos. Do you know how good it is to see you in the flesh, bro?
Bro, it's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Yeah.
I've got to ask, because, I mean, all of these comedic friends that we have, I've watched you guys go through the dark times, toil, especially over the last couple of years. Every comedian has to start in an empty room at some place doing an unpaid gig. That's the way I see it in my mind. Or like, you get paid in kind with food, maybe. Now you're selling out arenas. You're with David Cow, owning the world.
Yes, sir.
Does it feel like that? Or are you still kind of looking inward and saying, okay, I've got to keep going. I've got to keep the hustle going. I've got to keep pushing. Does a comedian ever arrive?
To know what? I don't think so. Because, and this is why I love stand-up. Because with stand-up, you can do a big arena with 5,000 people today and then do the armchair in OBS. Yeah. Like, the backstage is a toilet. You know, like that's like, there's so much humility. And you always have to make people laugh.
Either way.
A musician can go to like the old songs. A musician drops an old song and people go, we're here for the old song.
Yeah.
With us, we gotta feed people new jokes. We always have to be funny. So I figure with my own audience, I have got 5 minutes.
Really?
I've got 5 minutes where they could go, KG is here, we're going to have fun, we're going to laugh. And then after 5 minutes, they go, yeah, but now.
That's only mildly terrifying.
Yeah, after 5 minutes, they go,
and is it different to like a one person in an intimate setting to 5,000 in a stadium? Does it rest on the same comedic vehicle mechanism for you?
More people in a stadium is easier.
Really?
Yeah, because psychologically they're ready for it.
They're ready to laugh.
They paid a lot of money. They're going, I will laugh. I paid 240 rand for this ticket. I will
laugh 240 times.
I want to laugh all 240 rand of it. When somebody is in a smaller club gig venue, and
now they've just had a fight with their girlfriend.
It's a Monday morning.
And the bouncer gave them trouble at the door.
No, like 30% of 10 people laughing is 3 people.
Yeah.
30% of 1,000 people laughing is like 300 people.
That's the most that have ever laughed to me in my entire life. So I get that. I love it.
3.
That vibe.
Let's talk about the laugh right now. Yes. Because how much is a laugh worth right now? The world is at war. We've been through the most difficult time, I think, in our modern history, collectively as a global kind of village, if you will. How important is it for people to laugh right now? And how difficult is it to find a reason to laugh amidst all of this? Or is it easy?
I think people always need to laugh. So I think it's not, like humans are suffering kind of constantly.
It's the human condition.
It is the human condition. And I think people go to comedy, especially in like really dark times, because you want to, it's cathartic and you need some kind of release and some kind of lightness. Are we as important as surgeons? Yes.
Yes, we are.
We are,
probably. Do you know what it is for me? It's that it's not only the performers that missed it, it's the audience too.
Yes.
Sure, it's a two-way dynamic.
Yeah, and have you noticed they're different?
Yeah, the audiences are like so there for it, shows that didn't fill up are like filling up. People like, I think people really miss human connection.
We need you guys right now.
Also, it's that thing of, you know what, I almost died. I don't care. Say the thing that you want to say. I'm here.
Get it out now, because it might not be a next year, man.
Breathe. At some point, I couldn't breathe. Say the thing.
That being said, what's the funniest thing that's happened this last year?
You don't want me to say that on air because it's the morning. I might anger people. What I consider funny for me, you guys are not gonna like it for the morning. Like, you know, like.
I'll tell you what's funny is my boyfriend is a Chelsea supporter, and I found out Chelsea had gotten sanctioned, and he was really upset about it. And I was like, what a pity. And then I found out that means they can still play. I thought it meant all the games were cancelled.
And you thought you were free. Every Saturday afternoon was free
and now,
for the rest of the year.
So, I mean, my feeling is sanction Chelsea further.
Oh, listen, man, 3 billion, and you could buy Chelsea yourself and then dictate.
That's true.
So just work a little bit harder.
That's true.
What are we going to expect? What can we expect from this blowout that is going to be the festival this year? Because this is a big one. The fans are back. What can they expect?
Joburg International Comedy Festival has been that funny festival that gives you the best of the best and it flies people from outside of the country, people you might have never seen. You've never seen a Gao Jumbo from South Sudan. You might have never seen Q Dube from Zimbabwe, you know, that sort of thing. So it will always give you the best comedians in the country at the time.
Seen before.
What is there to expect? The best of the best and something that you might not have seen before. I think from the times that we come from, this is exactly what you need.
It's what the world needs right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, and it's what our comedians need, and I love the fact that we are opening up that family to the rest of the world. Go and see someone you haven't seen before, and of course, get the best of your old favorites.
Oh, yeah, the best and the best of the best in the country.
Now you have to wear the screen top every time you...
I know, but I mean, can I bring this couch with me?
You can, man. In fact, you're giving it away on the show, in fact, not this very couch.
Oh, can I? Okay, but can I have this one anyway?
You've earned the right. You guys have been through the most. You mentioned some of the incredible artists that are going to be performing. Of course, Kate Kagiso are going to be up there alongside giants including Salvador from Uganda, Q Dube from Zimbabwe, Akao Jumbo from the Sudan. They've got an Afrocentric style, which I love, that little added element to this year's festival, but it's going to be something truly remarkable. We've earned the right to laugh, so go and laugh with some of the funniest people on the planet. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it. And yes, the world definitely does need comedians because we need to laugh and we need to have a good time. And speaking of a good time, here's a way to make it even better. Think about this. What about an easy midweek pasta recipe that is to have all the cheesiness that you need and it's going to hit all the right spots? Yeah, add that to a comedy festival and you have the best day ever. Plus, thanks to the addition of our creamy La Rochelle cheese, which forms the basis for an instant sauce, there's a fair bit of indulgence involved in this one. All I can say is yum. And here to bring the yum is Clementine, Chef Clem in the building. How you doing? How was the weekend?
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah?
But you know, like, I love Mondays. We're so busy during the weekend that Mondays are actually our day when we just chill. We just take it so easy. You know, you got to do your admin.
Yeah.
And Monday's the day where we actually experiment with the recipes at home, get to play around with ingredients. And this one is, I'm so happy we did it today because South Africa has been sleeping.
What you got for us, man?
On this cheese.
Medium fat cream
The La Rochelle cheese, okay, it is so good. The thing is, there's already, like, the garlic is in there, the herbs are in there. And
added to it.
Added to it. So it's like the best cream cheese you can imagine. Okay. And it's so versatile. I even told you just now, what I do is I take some of that, pop it into a little ramekin, a little bit of cream, crack an egg in there, Bain Marie it. Oh, it is magic. And the fact that you can make a sauce like this, with this that gives you the body of it, it is so good.
Hey man, you're making me hungry.
It is so good.
Let's get into some action mode. I want to make this and maybe I can show it for some of the guests that come through. How are we doing this one?
Are you going to make it for our comedian guests?
Okay,
okay,
fine. Yeah, if they're hungry, let's do it. We can do it.
Okay, so we'll talk about our pasta first. This is how you make dinner. Honestly, you can pull this off in like 10 minutes, okay? So I've got some leeks. I've just chopped them out, given a good wash. Nice. Leeks going into the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of salt because I want the leeks to sweat. It's going to soften that way. You're going to bring out some of the moisture. Salt goes in. Leave that. That's going to do its thing. Okay, I'm going to give it a little, just quick little, okay.
A little pizzazz.
A little pizzazz. Then, pasta. how are we going to do this in like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
We're going to use fresh pasta. We're not going to use dried pasta. The fresh tagliatelle is just so delicious. That's going to go in there. Where's my scissors gone around? These people, you know.
Ain't got no scissors for you over here. Okay. We're going to have to use brute force.
We're going to use brute force.
Yeah, let me help you out there, man.
Now I can't hand you the bag now. Now I'm going to...
Now you have to.
Okay,
no matter what, you have to.
I'm going to break the whole thing of the pasta and flying out. Okay. Get the pasta. Right. Pot of water.
Okay.
Salt. That's the most important thing. If you don't add salt to your water, you're not going to get the flavor coming out your pasta. So get that salt in there, and we're actually going to use.
And you said this is fresh pasta, right?
It's fresh pasta, which means it's not dry. So it's going to cook in 2 minutes. Okay.
Oh, I can see it now, right? Yeah.
Get it in there. Like I said, we're going to use this water in a little bit. So get the seasoning in there. Don't throw it away when we're done.
Cool. Leeks are hot. They got some salt in already. They
got the salt in there already. Yeah. So cheeses. Let's talk about some cheeses.
Yeah, man.
Like Woolies and their cheeses. It's like Beyonce. They just win all the awards. But it's because it's traditionally made, traditionally aged, and it's something that Woolies just own. Also, it's BST hormone free. And I was like, I asked Graham, do you know what that is? Like previously, and he tried to guess it. He was almost close. It's a growth hormone they give bovine. And Woolies isn't about that.
Yes.
And they can actually prove that they don't use that hormone, which is phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
All right, so cheese going. Let's talk about it. We're going to use the La Rochelle today, but
I see you got some options over there, man. What's going on? Talk to us.
Play around with it. Add the cheese that you want to. If you like blue cheese, get a bit of blue cheese in there. If you want a bit of brie, get it in there. Boerenkast in there, which is a delicious, delicious flavor.
Yeah.
Today we're going to go with the La Rochelle. It's just so creamy and so delicious.
And the fact that you said it's got herbs and garlic already infused in it. So
you know...
Come on, you can shout like that.
You take this one home. That's for you because you need to experience it. It is so...
No one in the studio, you all heard that. This is mine. Dibs.
And they've been trying to call who's going to get what from this dish because... Can you... show the people your bakkie that you
have to? Okay. Please. So normally, guys, obviously I have a barakat bakkie and I love taking some of the good food home. I didn't bring a bakkie today and I smelled them prepping this meal and I was like, I have to get some of this. So I had to make a plan. So I hustled myself a DIY barakat bakkie out of foil, eco-friendly, it can be recycled. Let me know what you think, Mzansi. There's never no excuse to take home good food like this. Even if you're visiting your friends as well. This is a good plan.
Even if you're visiting your friends. Just
so
make
that's
a bakkie.
Straight into my barakat bakkie.
Yes, it is.
I cannot wait. So, how are we looking over there? It looks like the pasta's already done. It was less than 2 minutes even.
Yeah, well, so quick. So we need a bit of that water. Here's the La Rochelle that I took out of its packaging, okay? Comes this beautiful little foil. A mini version of Raoul's barakat bakkie. Okay? Now we're going to get that cheese, get it into the pasta.
Oh, look out, just...
it is going. It's just going to melt and just become so delicious. Whew. This is honestly...
So, Claire, is this essentially now going to... like make the sauce and make the flavor out of this pasta come to life, right?
It's going to be
the cheese is a big component of
this.
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay.
I didn't add garlic to it. The garlic's already in the cheese, and I want the garlic just to be like just in the background, you know? I just want it just to be there. But again, it all comes from the cheese. So a bit of the starchy water that we got from the pasta, that's going to go in there, and that's going to help that cheese melt. This is so easy. I've got salt in the leeks already and salt in the water, so I'm going to be sparing now by seasoning again. But I do want some pepper in there. Okay, pepper goes in, and I'm going to bring it together. So, just give it a nice little flip, and you're going to see that cheese is going to start melting.
Oh, already?
Start coating.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're looking for.
Here we go. Pasta already.
Get some tongs in there. This is so good. Okay, look at that. Can you see? It started to happen. There's that creaminess coming, and we haven't added cream. It's purely just
Look how
the
it's
cheese.
just oozing and blending in with the pasta and the chives as well.
It's so good. Okay, but a petit pois. Because your mom said you need more veggies. Okay. Some baby peas going in there. That's the petit pois.
We're ticking the boxes here too. I like that. Got some greens in this one.
Got some greens in there. So I think it's only been like 6 minutes, not even, and we've been talking and having fun. And in that time, we've made dinner or lunch or breakfast. Right?
That's pretty impressive because normally it's a lot of talking and not much cooking when it comes to us.
That's the truth. It's the truth. Okay.
This has been flipped. Honestly, is that it?
That's it.
No way. Is it done?
We will finish it like I've got another little secret tip there. I've got some chili oil, and chili oil is an absolutely amazing way to like finish off a dish.
Yeah.
Again, we were talking about this earlier. It's not that hot, but it's got a beautiful like warmness to it, and it just elevates any dish. So
it's not going to steal the show and take away from the flavor that you're getting in this.
Not at all. Not going to steal the show. It's going to be so good. It just just you can. It's like really like intense with chili. You can't like smell.
I was a bit hesitant. I was waiting for like a poof, but it's actually very, very good stuff indeed. Of course, Mzansi, if you want to get in on this, and trust me, you definitely do. Head over to woolworths.co.za right now. The recipe inspiration is there. The smell of this meal is so good. Everybody in the studio is salivating. I'm trying our best. We've got security trying to resist KG, but he can't be stopped. He's getting in the kitchen. KG, get in here, my man.
Can we get KG
I knew
a fork?
you couldn't resist this one, brother.
Oh, we got a fork. We got a fork. We got a
thing. This is what you get when you're fat. They call you to come taste the food.
No. You're going to see of all good things in life, man. So how could we not let you tuck into this goodness?
My wife tried to teach me to do this thing with the pasta.
Yeah, so you come here, you're trying to be all fancy, yeah? And while you're tucking into that, don't forget we got some of the La Rochelle cheese. It's got some garlic and herb infused in
that's
that.
you. That's all you. Do you like it? What do you think? Go for it with the salt. See, like I said, I've been sparing with. Oh, you don't. You see, don't add salt. How is it?
If you can get a comedian to not speak, then you're doing something right there. Then you know you're doing something good.
It's so good. It's so good. Like, it's so good. There's no meat. I'm a meat guy. There's no meat, and I don't want it in here. It's really good.
Nice. I think we did a good job. What? Clem? Well played, man. We talked a lot, and within that period, we actually made an entire meal ready to eat in no time. Obviously, get the recipe inspiration. It's woolworths.co.za, and it's every reason to get even the biggest mouth.
I'm just enjoying the look on your face. This makes me feel good.
Smile.
I did my job today.
All right, well, KG goes and enjoys that. Of course, Mzansi, you want to get that recipe. Clem, well done, man. Look at him.
Make the dish. Just go make the dish.
Smiling as ever. That's a job well done.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to pack some of mine into my baraka paki in Mzansi, get the recipe, and do yourself a favor. Make this. It is so good. Nice job, man.
Well done.
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. That you'll be brave and joyful and kind. And that one day, when you look at me and I look at you, we'll love the wonderful you that you've become. It all begins with purity.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. Just a few more minutes to go before we say goodbye. Ta-da! But the golden oldies have come alive this morning here in studio thanks to the extremely talented Vuvu Khumalo. For one last time, she's got me tongue twisting. Oh man, for one last time. For very one last time. Here she is with Last Dance by Donna Summer. Take it away, Vuvu.
All right, so this little one has got a little bit of a history. And when I started as the diva being Vuvu Khumalo, this is the song that turned me to the diva that I am. And I would like to share that story just by singing. And this is how it goes. Last dance, last chance for love. Yes, it's my last chance for romance tonight. I need you by me, beside me, to really guide me, baby. You gotta hold me, and now and then you gotta scold me. 'Cause when I'm bad, I'm so bad. So let's dance the last dance. Yeah, let's dance the last dance. Yeah, let's dance the last dance tonight. Woo! Let's dance the last dance for love, baby. Oh, yes, it's my last chance for romance tonight. Oh, I need you by me, beside me, to guide me, woo, and to hold me, and to scold me. 'Cause when I'm bad, I'm so bad, yeah. So let's dance the last dance. You there? So let's dance the last dance. Let's dance the last dance tonight. Yeah. If you're having a good morning, baby, welcome to the Expresso, baby. This is for you. Oh, I need you by me, beside me, to guide me, and to hold me, and to scold me. 'Cause when I'm bad, I know I'm very bad. So come on, baby, dance that dance, yeah. Come on, baby, dance that dance. Come on, baby, let's dance tonight. Yeah, let's
Public opinion. Take a bow. Please. Curtsy. Do whatever you want because you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
What a phenomenal way to kick-start a brand new week. Thank you so much to PJ Powers as well. Legends in the house today,
We're
man.
spoiled today, eh? We had some epic food in the kitchen.
Big
we had
talent.
some entertainment. We had some dancing. Or
And Zumba.
Zumba.
Yeah, almost
So
there,
well.
almost on.
But I must say, what takes the cake is these performances. It's giving me chills, and the power to start a Monday like this. I can't be any happier. What a day.
Yeah, well, listen,
Yeah,
Vuvu's
man.
music is out and it's free, so go and support the girl. Download. We'll see you tomorrow. We love you. Bye-bye.
Adios, muchachos. Mwah.
This month, say it with flavor, taste, and aroma, so they'll know it was made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.